Hey guys, it's Krystal Lee Moore Lucia here, also known as your Home Sweet Home 519 Realtor, Krystal Lee Moore. This is Realtor Life. And guys, I'm very, very excited to welcome Caitlyn Pollard today. Hi, Caitlyn.
Hi.
So exciting. So, Caitlyn and I met years ago. I met her playing volleyball at a really cool place in London that no longer exists, Spikes. And I had met my husband met her through networking, which we obviously love. And Caitlyn owns Caitlyn Pollard RMT, and she's amazing. But Caitlyn, what I wanted to ask you, just to even get started, so how long have you owned this Caitlyn Pollard RMT? How long has that been a thing?
So I started September 2019. So right
19.
before the
Okay.
pandemic hit.
Oh, well timed. Well timed. Yes. So yeah, I think everyone we're all trauma bonded with the
Yeah.
COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
And how did so for now, I guess you're going into your sixth year, fifth year, seventh year. Oh my gosh, it's 2026. See, this is what
Mhm.
COVID has
Yeah.
done to our brains. That's craziness, and it's going well.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like just yesterday, and then I sit back and like look and I'm like, no, there's no way this was just yesterday. Like, sometimes it feels like forever, but in like the best way possible.
Yeah. They always say the days are long, the years are short,
Yes, a
right?
thousand percent. Yes.
So
Yeah.
crazy. Now, how did all this get started? Like, how did you decide? Like, did you always know you wanted to do this?
Yes, I did. I love learning about the human anatomy and like how things function all throughout high school included, and understanding biology. So right out of school, after I graduated, I went off to Peterborough, actually to Fleming College, started the massage therapy program there. Um, wasn't really clicking, like wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't happening for me. So I ended up dropping out, switch programs, thought I'd try travel and tourism for a minute,
Okay.
wasn't super into it. And then I moved back home. I moved to Alberta for a while, about like 8 months ish.
Okay.
Decided, no, I'm not, like, I want to go back and do this. I want to
Yeah.
try again.
Okay.
So I applied at Westervelt here in London,
Yeah.
moved back home, moved to London, and started. Westervelt had like a fast track program. It was a year and a half straight through. I thought, perfect, get in, get done, get
Yeah.
out, like start working.
Okay.
So did that, excelled, got the best grades of my whole entire life.
Okay.
And somehow it was just clicking this time, like unlike Peterborough. So that was awesome. Go on to So I get my diploma, go on to do board exams in Toronto. We have like an OSCE as well as an MCQ. So OSCE is your 7 station. It kind of breaks down the whole appointment
Okay.
into 7 different stations. Failed that 3 times. And what
Okay.
that looks like is having to go back to school for a 6 month refresher. But for me, it was like the test anxiety. Like
Yeah.
I got so anxious and so nervous, and I couldn't even communicate. Like it got to a point where I was in the exam and words just couldn't come out. Like everything was processing up here. It was just like the cord had been cut between here, and
Yeah.
nothing was coming out. And so I ended up failing, had to go back. I remember I was working at a bakery at the time. I was on my little coffee break, and I'm like anxiously awaiting an email from the CMTO, pass, fail, like what's going on, right? Finally, checked my email. I've received notification that I failed for the third time. I'm able to go back for a 6 month refresher. Had a little cry, pulled myself together,
Yeah.
emailed the school to say, hey, like, when can I come back? I've just been notified I failed for the third time. Like,
Yeah.
what happens next? What's the next step? She's like, hey, so when you go back to for a refresher, it's just the last 6 months of the program that they make you redo.
Okay.
And so they're like, we actually just started this semester. So
Yeah.
if you could get here tomorrow, great. I said, well, I have a job right now. Can I basically give my 2 weeks notice and work on trying to fill my
Yeah.
shifts, and I'll be there? Yep, sounds good. Go to my boss. I'm like, hey, consider this like a Monday through Friday 2 week notice. I'm down to be here for the weekends, whatever. Okay, great. I said, do you mind if I cover my shifts? Yep, no problem. Got that done, got back to school. Oh, what then? My shift was over. I returned to work and I'm like, oh, obviously down because I'm full of
Yeah.
emotion because I just got the worst email of my whole life. And I I didn't get the best reaction from my coworkers. They were like, why don't you like why would you go back? Like why don't you take that as a sign? Like why would you go back? You failed 3 times. Like
Yeah.
I'm like cuz that is not a pure representation of what I know, and I know I can do better and I know I want this. Like I'm not
Yeah.
giving up. I'm not quitting on this.
And
Um
before you keep going, I just want to point out a few things because I think like I heard this story with you a couple weeks ago, and I think it's so amazing. But I think it's important, like you are who you are. So for you, this feels really normal. A
mhm.
lot of people would have given up. A lot of people at one fail would give up
Yeah,
instead of just figuring out that, you know what? And I mean, we hear this all the time, whether it's Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, the traditional way that we've decided as humans in 2026 that this is how you succeed. You go to school, you figure out what you can remember, then you get into an exam. That grade will dictate something for you. That
right.
is right. Like, that's a, if you really step back on how the brain works, like, that's a little bit insane.
Yeah.
um, but then the brain also works where if you don't do it, you're going to tell yourself you can't do it. But net, you also had other people around you telling you,
Oh,
like,
I
just like
had
in your
people,
ear.
places, and things. Like the CMTO told me no. I had the people around me telling me no. Like the results on the exam, like people, places, and things telling me, no, you can't do it.
So
Like
what
you
was
should.
it inside you that said, you know what? F you guys and F that, I'm doing it. Like what was that?
I think because my passion for like helping people and like understanding the human body and having that impact on people's lives, like when people ask me my why, like, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
I want to help people feel better. Like I love understanding the human body. We have one body, and most of us don't even know how it works.
100%. Yeah.
But like we know that a car needs an oil change all the time, and the house, the foundation needs taken care of, but like we don't get to trade in our bodies the way we do a car or move from a house or tear down and rebuild. Like we
Yeah.
have one body. And I love that I get to, if people want to learn about it, I get to kind of teach them and talk to them about it. If people just want me to do the work and them to just relax, that's okay too.
I recommend that one. That's
Yeah.
that's the one I keep choosing.
Yeah. So I go back to school. I
Yeah.
started immediately. I focused. I had 6 months to figure out more like my brain chemistry. Like how do I overcome those like nervous moments, that stage fright
Yeah.
essentially that I always had, like public speaking, yuck. Testing, like I have never been a good tester my whole life. I've had biology exams where my teacher has written on red ink like a fat R in red ink, and but she's also noted, like, I don't believe that this is a true representation of your
Yeah.
knowledge. Please come see me after class. So it has
Yeah.
been a consistent thing for me um, to push through and have to prove myself, like this, I do know this. So go back to school, figured out how to, boost some confidence, some self-esteem, work on that self-doubt that kind of like inhibits that confident speaking, right? Um, Went back to do my boards, passed it right away.
Yay.
Yeah.
And I
Best
think
day of my life.
but there's, and congratulations, but there's something in that, I think, and I don't, and I mean, this is where like you study the body, I'm sure probably part of the mind, and people study the mind. I think there's something in your, even on a like a base level, you told you that
Yeah.
you believed in you,
Yeah.
right? Like
Oh
you're like,
yeah.
we're doing this, we're taking 6 more months, we're spending the money, we're spending the time. I just quit my job.
Yeah.
Like this is happening, and that's how
Yeah.
much I
I
believe.
refuse any other way. Like there's no other option. It's this or it's
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's amazing.
That
And then,
was 2017, I believe. Yes.
okay.
And then, so that was July. And then there's a bunch of paperwork and stuff that you got to do. So in October of 2017, I started my massage therapy, like registered massage therapist career.
Okay.
I was somewhere else working for a chiropractor where I was just sort of staff, really. I show up with my lunch and there was reception and took care of the linens and oil and all of that other stuff. I just had to show up and head out. And it wasn't quite 2 years into that. And I was like, I just felt restricted. I didn't like being controlled so much. Like I wanted a little bit more independence,
You're in
and
good company.
freedom and flexibility and just,
Entrepreneurship. Yep.
yeah, obviously that was sparking inside of me. So
Yeah.
I took a leap and I joined the clinic here at Adelaide Family Chiropractic and became a sole proprietor. Yeah. So
Amazing.
basically, I have a room here and nobody knows me though. So because I am not from London,
Same.
and
Yeah, I get it.
so you have to like literally build from the ground up, you know? Like I also, because I'm not from London, um, yeah, I didn't, any family or friends, like the friends I made were in school, so their family and friends were going to be going to them, right? So, um, gratefully, I met so Dr. Fonte and Dr. Overton here
Yep.
at the clinic. Both of them attend separate networking groups. So I went as a guest to both of them. And then I ended up joining Dr. Fonte at the London Professionals, which was like a small group of like, I don't know, maybe 30
Yep.
if everyone shows up, right? Like, um, and that was like, yeah, now you've got to like public speak all over again, Caitlin, and talk about yourself.
Yep.
um, Also, another thing that, maybe not too comfortable with. But yeah, and basically sell yourself like what would be a good client for you.
Yeah.
So that was super nerve wracking in itself all over again. But I was like, I need a mechanic, like I need all these a dentist, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
actually have to insert myself not only for my business, but for me personally.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, didn't realize at the time like how much growth was even going to come out of that, like personal growth. Um, but when I look back hindsight, I'm like, man, like you've learned to communicate with strangers, start a conversation, keep a conversation
Yes.
going, like that's not easy
It's
for
not.
some.
And I just want to highlight, so what Caitlin's talking about for everyone is really important because when like same thing for me, I came from a new city and I did it twice, once here and once in Guelph. And when you're meeting people, like networking is such a gift and people, like I would say the number of businesses that actually network is so much smaller than the number of businesses there are. But if you can master the networking, just like what you're saying, it really is just getting to know people who are excited to get to know you. Like it's a no-brainer, really. But a
Yeah.
lot of people also feel like you and how I felt at the beginning, where you feel so nervous. You're like, what am I supposed to talk to these people about? I'm new to business. I have
Yeah.
nothing to like, why should they
Yeah.
work with me? I don't know
How do
why they
I
should work
relate
with
to these
me.
people? Yes, I need to find something in common. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But good for you. And so, and I know what we had talked about um together is that like when you're working with all these people, and I actually had an episode about this. So for people who are networking, if you can work with the people in the room, yeah, absolutely. You're meeting a dentist, you're meeting a mechanic, you're meeting a massage therapist, a
Mhm.
realtor. Hopefully everyone's using the realtor.
Yeah.
Um, but it's the network is sharing your network, right? So if you happen to work together, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Yay.
Yeah.
But as you grow, every single one of those people that you meet, you have an opportunity to meet their whole network. And as you're
Yeah.
growing, right, you
Yes.
can introduce them to your whole network. It's very cool.
Yeah. 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 It's nice to be, you're having conversation with your friends who are business owners as well, right? But you know them as friends,
Yes.
and then a situation happens to their business and you're like, I know a guy, you know?
And you know it's a good person. Like you know it's not just
Yes.
some random person
Yes.
that may or may not be good.
That you can trust.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah, exactly.
So good. So good.
So yeah, started here September 2019, didn't know a soul really. And I kind of just hung out at the office, like you have to build, so you have to be present. So there was lots of days and lots of hours where I just hung out here and
Yeah,
people coming into the clinic are, and I'm just introducing myself. I'm hanging out, I'm saying hi,
yeah,
and then gradually over time, you build that clientele, your schedule
yeah,
starts to fill up. I struggled with boundaries because you want to be as available as possible. Like right
yes,
now, why would I set like certain hours if that's not meeting within clients' availability?
yeah,
But so you kind of like, yeah, whenever, right? But then you go from a state of like building, 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 and then burnout, really.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
the pandemic hit, and then things
Totally real.
actually just got busier for me. We were one thing after a while that some people could put on the calendar. So it got busy. And a lot of RMTs, found different careers. So that also contributed to the calendar.
I actually have a question really quickly about COVID. So when you guys were like when we were right in the throes of the pandemic, how long did you have to be? Because I mean, you can't really do your work without being close to a person.
Yeah.
So how long was
So
that?
we didn't work for 3 months. We were shut down March until June.
Okay.
And then when we started back up, we had to, like, I mean, we were masked. They were recommended goggles, gloves, and all that
Oh,
too. It was intense. And then obviously, like, more like strict and like intense cleaning and stuff in between every
yes.
client. I'm trying to remember. I actually don't remember when we were allowed to like ditch all the masks and stuff, but
To be fair, none of us remember Caitlin.
I don't know.
We're all in this
You would think
fog
that would be
of
like a celebration like date,
at
but
some
it's like
point,
it's
yeah,
gone.
at some
It's
point.
just not
And
there.
then, yeah, at some point we went from like we're all wearing masks, and like before it all, you'd see one person in a mask, and you're like, I feel like they're a little paranoid. And now you see someone in a mask, and I'm like, I feel like they're a little paranoid. And I'm like, oh, well, that came full circle. And they're
Yeah.
probably just being safe. Like if you are sick,
Yes.
you probably should wear a mask.
Yes.
But
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
I know. You definitely still see it. Um, yeah. So pandemic, um, busy hours, it got a little bit crazy. I
what did
know
you do to cope
for
with the burnout?
um, that's a great question. I had a personal trainer for a while, so they kept me accountable because so I enjoyed going to the gym and working out. However, that still requires me to put effort into thinking of what I'm going
Yeah,
to work out. So
yeah,
I really found the trainer like my saving grace because I just had to get myself to the gym and then you tell me what I get to do because my
yes,
brain is exhausted and I
yeah,
just want to turn it off right now. So that definitely helped. Um, I play sports, so I again with the volleyball
yeah,
and with baseball throughout the summer. Had the trainer for 3 years actually in the pandemic. So I'm glad you pointed that out because I never really recognized that. But that probably saved me big time.
yeah,
But no, like the end of the year is always crazy. People are trying to eat up their benefits before the year flips. Um, and I remember Dr. Overton asking me the one day, he's like, when is your next day off? It was maybe like middle of December. I'm like, it's January. Like it is January. And
yeah,
he's like, no, you need one before then. I'm like, where? Like, how?
yeah,
I don't know, and you just keep pushing through because you make hay when the sun shines. And
yeah,
that's just what you do. And you go through, like, I think I went through two like year ends of really struggling with burnout before I had to keep trying to set different boundaries because I would try to set schedules like start and end times. I would try to enforce like a lunch break, but then you come in early, you come in late, you work through a lunch. Nobody knows because no, that I'm doing this. I'm just doing it.
yeah.
And I'm like, clearly that's not
Makes
really
sense.
working.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, clearly that's not really working for me. So I eliminated Saturdays and, every other, and now I don't. And finally, I think it was July of 2024. I just said, I'm like, I need help here. Like if we could find another RMT, that would be great because things are I'm obviously struggling with boundaries and having a hard time saying no, but maybe if we had
I'll
another
do.
one of us, yeah, then it would kind of help balance things out a little bit. Um, and so that was July of 2024. And I also sent out an email to my clients later that summer because I had a client come in and she had asked me, she goes, "Have you been on vacation? Like, where were you? Like, how was it?" I'm like, "Vacation? I would love one."
Aw, yeah.
No. She goes, because I'm like, "What are you working on today?" And she goes, "Well, originally when I booked this like 2.5 weeks ago, but this was the first appointment I could get in." And I thought, okay, in my mind, I'm like, all right, I need to figure something out because my clients who have been so loyal to me and respected me and helped me grow, because you're like, your best and your worst form of advertisement will always be word of mouth. Like, you can pay for
Absolutely.
all the marketing that you want in the world, but like, word of mouth will
Yes.
always be on your side or against you, right? So, um, so much gratitude towards my clients who helped me build up to the point, right? Yes, where I was struggling to maintain a healthy schedule and see people on a timely manner. So that comment really stuck with me, and clearly it's 2026, and I haven't forgotten that conversation. Um, but yeah, so I shortly after sent out an email after some heavy thought and was like, I expressed my gratitude saying, "Thank you so much for having trust in me and sending me
Yep.
referrals. Um, I'm going to, how do I show you that same trust and respect like back and the value that I have for you guys?" So I sent out an email saying, no, like, I'm no longer accepting new clients because I want to have time for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear my clients saying like that the pain they had 3 weeks ago is gone now, but that they couldn't get in sooner. Like, I want to be able to see people.
Yeah. I
So I
can
wanted
say
to.
I got that email and I remember being like, oh my goodness. And I was like, I think it was a good reminder to me to book in. But I remember being really like proud of you because I was like,
Aw,
well, it's huge to be like that is kind of like
yes.
a dream where you're like, you know what? Like, thank you so much for everyone's support. But like this is all I can handle.
Yeah.
And I was just like, go, Caitlin. Like it was good.
Oh, it came with like an array of emotions.
Yeah.
It was wild, and I was nervous as well. But yeah, I remember like a few days later, I'm getting ready to go into work, and I'm standing there and I'm brushing my teeth and I'm looking in the mirror, and I got emotional because I was like, holy shit, like, it's 2024. I started here September of 2019. Then we had this like weird pandemic situation. And less than 10 years ago, like in under 10 years, I started school in September of 2013. Then came a chapter of all, like, not really failures, setbacks, whatever, lessons, because I had, was being told no, no, no. And now, like, check mark, like, an element of success,
Yeah.
like, I've now started and built up, and I've reached max capacity, like, we're full, like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like, we did it, Caitlin, like, we freaking did it.
And so I do
uh,
want to say, so you did do it. But because you're an entrepreneur, the road doesn't stop there.
no,
Now what?
I don't know. I don't know. So I mean, since then there was an injury, affected my right hand, still is affecting me. Um, Work schedules kind of changed, and now I've made some changes in how I do business as
Yeah.
well. So the doors, well, open again to accepting new clients. Um, but yeah, in the meantime, I don't really know. Like, I feel very blessed and very privileged and spoiled to, at a very ripe age of like 23, to be self-employed, to be my own boss, and to,
Yeah.
most importantly, love what I get to do every single day. Like, it is so true, that saying, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And this
Yeah.
is like, this is just where I hang out all day. Like, this is just my office. Like, I rarely ever call it work. Like I
Yeah,
rarely, because it doesn't feel like it to me. Um,
that's the goal, right? Like if you do what you
right.
absolutely love, you can get paid for it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to a lot of really great motivation by have you heard of Evan Carmichael?
Mm,
Okay,
I
he's
don't think
awesome.
so.
And he has a thing called the Best Life 30. So I'm on day 4 of this challenge.
Oh,
And today's message is purpose. And that's what they say. Like if you really find the thing that you're supposed to do, it doesn't feel like work. Like some days will feel like work no matter what. Like
right.
we're working.
Yes. Yes.
But there's something about that. And because you love helping people so much,
Mm-hmm.
you will always find a way. And the thing is, and we talked about this, whether it's you or you're adding people to your team,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
the scary part for
exactly.
all
Yeah. Yeah.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah. The world's your oyster. You could do whatever you want to do if you want to do it. And in the last like 6, 7 years, I guess, like I've really taken up reading. Never like to read in my
Yes.
whole life.
Okay.
But the first book I read was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And
Yes.
I could
Yeah.
not put that book down. I just
Yeah.
couldn't. Same
So
with
good.
The Mountain Is You and The Pivot Year. Like I get hooked on them and I can't stop. And
Yeah.
they're addicting and they're amazing with whatever you're going after.
Yes.
So for now, I think I'm just trying to figure out like what sparks me, like what fuels me, what else,
Yeah.
probably still along the healthcare, line, but yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely in a limbo phase. And I think also like grief doesn't just happen with like a death, right? Like grief, like so it's also recognizing because I put so much effort and it being intentional with building this up that to like I don't know, you almost have to like recognize like it's okay, like now you can just enjoy it. Like you don't have to be in a state of
Yes.
building
It
forever.
can be, it actually is an addictive thing to always be building. And a lot of Brian Buffini, who's another guy that I follow a lot, another mentor, he talks about like and Tony Robbins talks about this too, the now what? Is this
Yeah.
all there is? Because what like it's in the building,
Yeah.
that's where the excitement and the momentum comes, right? So the
Yeah.
key is you do want to keep building something else, but you also need to celebrate that you built this.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
often we don't. We don't. We
No.
either like you have it and you're like, okay, now what do I do? And you're like, okay, but what if I just took a minute and went,
Yeah, and we just sit here. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm just sitting here, for a bit.
yeah,
Yeah, but also I'm not dismissing opportunities, right? Like so things could be coming into my life and you just have to recognize them, acknowledge them and say yes to them. Like try it. So what?
for sure. It's actually funny. So on this podcast, Jenna Goodhand, we had her on and she was talking about, and this just reminds me of this situation because she was talking about when she first decided she wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
She discovered that there was a lack of good vegan cupcakes available. This is like years and years ago. And she decided that she would create a vegan cupcake company. The problem was she hated baking cupcakes. Like it was like of all the things in the world, she's like, I don't like this. So she created it, it was doing well, and then she shut it down because she's like, I don't want to do it. And then the lesson that we talked about that she has learned since then is that she could have kept the company and she didn't need to bake the cupcakes,
Right. Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
you can keep the company
Yeah.
and you don't need to be the person doing all the work
No.
because
Yeah.
it's your time and your energy that has built this up. So it's not just
Yeah.
about cupcakes. It's not just about the massage,
Yeah.
not right?
Yes. Yes.
But it's so hard for us because we're used to like, especially when you fought and you grinded your way through,
Yeah.
how could anyone else get it? But
Yeah. Yeah. And you talk about, so I've listened to other episodes of your podcast, and I know you talk about like the journey, like it takes not necessarily just the destination.
yes,
Um, and it truly is like the feeling that I feel, the pride and the joy that I feel isn't the like check mark. It's it's all the effort and the time spent in between. It's like that sense of creating, and yeah, just I think knowing that I had so many like the people, places, and things telling me no, and it's like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't listen to any of them.
But you also, I think, use them as fuel, right? Like I find like I've
Oh,
had
big time.
right? And I've had
Oh,
some people
yes.
telling me I can't do it, but because you're like, oh yeah, like effing
You
watch
don't think so? I'll go do it and I'll do it in 5 years. Watch me.
absolutely watch me. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think so many entrepreneurs, like we often think like, wouldn't it be nice if things didn't come at such a price or if it wasn't so hard? But I would actually
Mhm.
argue that who you become on that journey, that like fighting and clawing and scratching your way to
Yeah.
the top, I think that's the gift.
Yeah. Yeah. It totally is. Yeah.
And so how, I guess my question for you, just because as you've built this, and do you mind if I ask how old you are now? So you started this journey when you were 23,
Yeah. So I am 33.
33, so 10 years, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think most people, when we're listening, if anyone, if I had my stuff together at 33 the way you do, I would be like high-fiving myself. But everyone's journey is different. And so what's nice is that in our own journey, we see our journey, but it's in other people that you can see how far you've come,
Mhm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I actually, that morning when I was, brushing my teeth, recognizing, like, I did it, um, I picked up my phone and I messaged my brother this, like, novel message, and because he's 11 years younger than me, he's the baby, and, so he's the age I was when I was starting out and being told no. And I was like, what, Cole, like, I don't know where, obviously I know where he is and what he's doing, but like on a deeper interpersonal level, I don't know where you are, what you're doing, or what you're struggling with. So I'm like, I just want to remind you that I was your age once and I was told no and to go back and I was failed and it cost me a lot of money. Like also, right? Like it's not like this stuff was free to read. Like every exam I failed and to do
Yes,
again and then to go back to school and then OSAP's not going to give you money to go back to college when you have a why would they I have a diploma in massage therapy already. Why would they give me like anyways. And so I said to him, I'm like, listen, like if you want something, like it is yours. It's already yours. You just have to go get it. You just have to fight for it, right?
yes,
And if you're passionate about it and you love it and you want it so bad, you'll have it. And
amazing.
yeah, so and then he actually asked me if he could share that with somebody. And I said, absolutely. He's like, I just feel like they could hear this. I'm like, please do. And if they want to talk to me, like, I would love
Yes.
to chat. Like,
So I have to share, and it's so cool. So this morning, listening to in the Best Life 30, so Evan has a message at the so basically the way this works is 30 minutes of videos that he's compiled from awesome people, whether it's like oh my gosh, Robin Sharma, Mel Robbins, Tony
yes,
Robbins, all these people. But at
yeah.
the end, Evan has a message. And so today, what he said with your purpose, he said, you're going to figure out your purpose along the way. But if you can help someone with something that you yourself struggled with and overcame, that
Mhm,
will feel like everything.
mhm.
And that's
Yeah,
exactly what you did, right? And that's what
yeah,
I do with this. It's like,
yeah,
because we like you literally went to your brother and said, "Hey, I'm 11 years down this road. I wish someone hadn't sent me this message. Let me."
yeah, to just feel supported. It was
Yes.
just like that faith, like,
Yeah.
and to trust the process and like, I don't know. Yeah, because we all have these little voices in our head, like
Yes.
that dialogue and truly like how you speak to yourself like matters, because
Yes.
I kept telling myself like, no, we're going back. No, we do
Yeah.
know this. Like, no, like we're gonna be this one day.
That's
Like,
an important point, actually. So John Acuff has a book called The Soundtrack. soundtracks, something about soundtracks.
Oh,
It's about the soundtrack of your mind.
yeah.
And oftentimes people talk about how the negative voice can really affect you. I have what you have, though. I have that positive voice that's like, we're
Mhm.
doing this. We're doing this
Mhm.
no matter what. And
Mhm.
people might think you're nuts and people might think you're crazy. And why aren't you just like giving up or why aren't you just doing
Yep.
something else?
Yep.
But there's a fire inside of you. And I have that
Oh,
too, right? And
yeah.
you're like going for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. And I just, yeah, you can dream of all these big things. And even like like this story, who knows, another 10 years down the road, like to like look back hindsight, maybe that was just a little stepping stone to something
yeah,
so much bigger. You don't know,
yeah.
but you can sure dream.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, think of the lives you've changed, even with like yes, like people like to go for a massage and it sounds relaxing, but you're an RMT, right? So you're helping
Yeah.
people with injuries, you're helping people
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
be able to live their lives.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's you definitely wear many hats some days. Um, I have some clients sometimes they're quiet and you notice that like they needed Kleenex because they're just laying on my table, I'm doing my thing, and they're crying. They're having an emotional release and they're just letting it out. And then you've got some clients who fall asleep every single time, and then some
I know one of those.
chat and just, and I am so grateful. Like it is such a compliment, like because then that's you showing me that you feel safe here, that you feel safe and secure to be vulnerable, whether
Yeah,
it is to fall asleep, whether you're so exhausted, barely slept, but
yeah,
you're comfortable here and you know you're safe here. Same with the tears. Like you want to let it out, let it all out. Do not apologize at the end. Like I'm happy that that came out today. Like
yeah,
I don't even want to know why. Not that I don't want to know. You don't have to tell me no
yeah.
or why. Like it's just like it's
You create a
so
safe space for
rewarding.
people.
Yeah, and it's so rewarding like in all the different ways.
Oh, I love that so much. Now, when you decided that you wanted to go into this career, did you think it would be like you having your own business, or did you kind of just learn that when you started working in it?
I learned that.
Okay.
I so we were in school, we had like a small little business class where we basically had to like draft up a business. We had to come up with like marketing budgets and like, just to kind of get like a visual of what it would be like to run a business. Crystal, I was like, I did not take that seriously because I was like, no, 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 no. I just want to be a massage therapist. Like, I'm not gonna run this clinic thing. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Um, so it's part of me is like kicking myself because it's like, why didn't you take that a little bit more seriously? But then I was not on my radar, and then you start working for somebody, um, and you realize like it's an option. I mean, it's always an option, but
Yeah.
like this wasn't doing it for me. Like yeah. So, left and started here. And I think even when I first started here, I didn't even really like really put the pieces together that this was what I was doing here.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
definitely took some time for me to like actually connect the dots. Like, okay, like, like this is happening. Like you're doing this.
Yeah.
And then you just fall in love with it.
Yeah. So I think the thing is like oftentimes you can read a lot of, and I'm good for you for the reading. I love reading. Like when I
Mhm.
started reading like the actual like personal growth and personal development books, they do something to you, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
as much as like you could read those all day and not go out and try things, and it's in the
Yeah.
doing. Like I found even for me, like for my career path, I had to learn it by like being there to realize like for me, I wanted to go into law. Worked at a law firm and I was like, hmm, as much as like this feel like it, I thought this is what I wanted. Here
Yeah.
I am, and I'm seeing like what my future would look like if I go down this path. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is not me.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do like until you were there, realizing like here you are, living the
Yeah.
dream you thought you wanted,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go, wait a second,
Yeah.
something's not quite right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, it's true. You don't know it until till you're there, you know.
Yeah,
You have to try, but you have to try. Like you wouldn't know if that you would want it if you didn't put yourself there either. So,
exactly. Exactly. And it's all about learning, right? So
mhm,
I guess my question for you, Caitlin. So if we have a lot of people listening who are entrepreneurs and we have realtors, but really we're at the core of it, we're all kind of like go-getters looking to learn.
mhm,
So what would you
mhm,
say are a few lessons that were most important for you? Like if you could go back and give yourself like a play-by-play of what
mhm.
to focus on and what maybe to not focus on, what would you have told yourself?
So I feel like I'm relearning this lesson all over again, but you are what you surround yourself with. So, you know, like if you've got those negative sponges that are just sucking all that up, you know, then remove yourself. Like,
Yeah.
so, you know, insert yourself around people that you are in alignment with, right? Your friends, your coworkers, you know, whether you're in school, like make friends with the ones that have the same mindset as you. Like
Yes.
I don't know, reading, when I started reading, it like tickles my brain a little bit, you know, like it just like
Yeah.
I read first thing in the morning because then that helps set the tone for the rest of my day. Like I'm
Yeah.
not really like to say you're motivated is such a light, like you're inspired and you're, you know, like it really sets the mood for the day.
Yes.
And yeah, it would definitely be like what you surround yourself with. Also, I did this one was huge because we all like to surf social media and scroll. Unfollow and then follow. So be intentional. So if you want, if
Yes.
that's your guilty pleasure, you know, when you sit down tonight after dinner, you want to like allow yourself some scroll time, be intentional with what you're showing yourself.
Yes.
Unfollow the crap that just makes you like, I don't know, you know, it's not
Yes.
realistic.
Yes.
And then be intentional with who you're following and what is coming across your news feed. So for
Absolutely.
me, if it was learning, like there's all kinds of phys and anatomy and um, like when I was a student, right? And then even now, like business and mindset and just like growth and things like that. So be
Yeah.
intentional with that sort of thing too is huge.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
I think too, like for me, the networking thing, like so I Eventbrite, I make that part of my like monthly habit. You go on Eventbrite,
Nice.
quickly scroll through, see what's happening. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of different things happening out there that I would have never known had
Yeah.
I not, you know, looked for it.
So
Um,
cool.
but
It's
yeah,
I love that. That's a really good idea. Like, so there are because people are often saying like, where do I find events? Right. So
yeah,
yeah, Eventbrite is really good. I think sometimes Facebook will have them. I don't always know where I'm looking on Facebook.
hmm
Um
hmm
and like meetup.com will have stuff sometimes too.
yeah,
But yeah, it's really smart. I love that.
yeah.
Um, all really, really good points. And actually, when I was talking with someone recently, I think it was Evan, because we just had our interview last week. Um, something he had said on a video I actually brought up because some people will say, "Oh, my social media is so negative. I hate going on social media. It's so negative." And he's like, "It's only negative because of what you're saying. Like, if you're following negative things,
Created
you'll
that.
keep seeing more, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more videos that you continue like longer watching, like that's your
Yes.
algorithm. Like you have created that for yourself. So switch it, ditch
Yeah.
it. Like I don't know.
I love that. It's so,
But you're in control regardless.
yes. And I think that's the magic because that's what entrepreneurs like to hear, right? Like it's up to you, which sometimes
Like
it's like,
you are
oh,
it's
it's up to
limitless,
you.
right? Yes, I know.
Whether it's good or bad, it's you.
Yeah, you're the problem.
So
Oh.
true. But okay, so Caitlin, if anyone wants to reach out to you, what is the best way to do it?
Phone, my cell phone, email,
Okay.
um,
I will
so
put those in
519.
the show notes, but yeah, go ahead, say
Okay.
it.
519-494-0937. Text probably, just because I'm usually here. Or email is CaitlinJPollard@gmail.com.
Perfect. And guys, I think what's really important, so if you, I mean, huge recommend, if you ever get a chance to get a massage with Caitlin, it is big fan. Um, it because the thing is like when you think about a massage, like when I was growing up, I always thought a massage is something that like super fancy rich people get, and it's just like it's
Mhm.
supposed to be relaxing. And then growing up realizing that like it's actually like I would say part of like self-care, even for like your muscles. If you, for all of us gym people, you're going to the gym all the time, you're doing a lot to your muscles. Like give them a break. Like
Mhm. Even stress. So like the pandemic really highlighted this for me, because a lot of people were like, massage isn't essential, and I'm like, I have some strong opinions about that.
yeah,
Especially during a stressful time like this, like mental stress
yeah,
manifests into physical stress, right? And then we carry this, and then that causes other problems, right? So,
100%.
um, yeah, like whether it's physical pain from an injury or a posture problem, or if it's physical pain from mental stress, emotional stress, like your nervous, all your systems are interconnected and they all affect one another.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's so
for
much more
sure.
than just like a nice, cozy, relaxing,
And
like
and I mean, it can like, and
it
not saying
can
that
be. Right. Yeah.
if that's what you're going for, you can totally get that. But just the fact that it is so essential,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm really grateful that we do have the ability to get it, and that there are people like yourself who are just you're so focused on the human body and making things better for people. And I think that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So good. Okay. So guys, Caitlin, thank you so, so much for joining us today. It was so, so
Yes,
great to
thank
talk with you.
you.
And congratulations on your success. It's really, really cool.
Thanks.
I think a lot of people can learn from your journey because it's, and I mean, I know we talked about it at the beginning, but you could have at any point on that journey said, you know what, it's not for me. You know what, these people have a point. I've failed
Yeah.
it. It's obviously not for me, but you listened instead to
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You knew that this was what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do. And I think that that's a huge deal.
Yeah. And guess how many of those people are still a part of my life today?
Mm, zero. Okay, I didn't want to be a spoiler alert, but I feel like it was zero.
Not one. Aside from the teachers, right? Like they're still a part of my life in a small little way, but yes, exactly. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, yeah, just congratulations again. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, thank you for listening today. This is Krystal Lee Moore, also known as your Home Sweet Home 509 Realtor. This was Realtor Life, and we'll see you next time. Yes, thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.